Friday, November 5th. Got some great information for you and everything as I listen to my theme music. Don't know if you guys can hear that. I love that. Derek Reeves did such a great job on that. Just love the sound and the beat, and it's exciting. And after fights, I remember like the DJ was playing and he was putting some scratching in it and stuff. Man, it was awesome. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but really, really love it. I'll get it intertwined in the system here soon, so maybe you can hear it a little bit better. But hey, welcome everybody to another edition of Johnny Davis Live here. Just want to go over a couple of things about the upcoming IKF Georgia Classic. Talk a little bit about the PBSC, the Point Boxing Sparring Circuit, and of course the IKF PKB that we've been doing across the country. That's incubating fighters has been incubating fighters for the last 20 some years. We also want to thank our sponsors, Eastern Offset Printing, for all they do for us. Also, all of our tournaments, the Spring Classic, Fall Classic, and the upcoming Georgia Classic. All of those events help us out with events. If any of you guys ever are interested in becoming a sponsor of our shows, hey, we welcome you to come on. We're out there. A lot of people know who we are, know what we're doing. We'd love to have you on board and everything. And I think that with all of the events that we are doing, we're tracking back up, pacing to get right back up into like 100 or so events again annually. So, if you want to come on board and become a sponsor with us, we would love to have you a part of that. Feel free to give me a call. All of my information is on the website. Guys, but, so coming up, as I said earlier about the IKF Georgia Classic, actually registration is already going pretty good for that event. I think it's going to be something pretty special for the state of Georgia. The first event that we did was a lot of fun, but we did it on, you might recall, we did it on January 1st. I mean, literally our second. It was like New Year's weekend, right? And it was a lot of things going on, but we did it. It was successful, and it was a good event. I think most people really enjoyed it. But I think that this event, because it's going to be a few weeks after the New Year's on MLK, Dr. Martin Luther King weekend, January 15th and 16th, I think people have a little bit more time. They'll have a little bit more time also into the new year, right? And so I think that is a good reason why people will have, will attend this event even stronger. And it's also a 3-day weekend, right? So the IKF Georgia Classic coming up for the second time here is going to be at the Columbus Convention Center. It's a really nice location over in Columbus, really nice facility, kind of a rustic type look. Really nice though. Had the lights in there and everything. I hope they have those lights again. That was a lot of fun. But I want you to just kind of understand the process of things and what's going on. Hey, Mr. from Phillips Martial Arts, how are you, sir? He says, "Sup, Johnny? What's up? How's it going?" Listen, so the tournament registration is already going. It started on this Monday. And, already, I mean, we got people from Orlando, Georgia, I think South Carolina already. And so the registration is going pretty good. We will put those up for people to see who's registered so far in the divisions that are already open. Now, remember, you won't have until, I'm going to say Thanksgiving, right after Thanksgiving, to open up any division. I know I have on there November 22nd. But, you might have a little bit after that since that's kind of like Thanksgiving weekend. But you need to go ahead and get registered and open up your division, right? That is important because there might not be anyone entering into the exact weight class or whatever you want right now. They might be thinking about it, but they're waiting on you, right? So you need to be first. Go ahead and open up any rule style, meaning like unified rules, international rules, modified Muay Thai, either full rule Muay Thai, whatever, right? That you can open up any division you want, any weight class that you want, right? So if you think like you're really big, like, hey, I weigh 250 pounds and nobody's going to fight. Well, you know what? Register, and you might find that there are other people out there who are waiting for you. Or if you're really light, maybe for your size or your age, I should say. That's why you want to go ahead and register in this period right now between, let's say now and Thanksgiving. You want to go ahead and get registered so that you can let everybody know, hey, I'm in this tournament. I'm looking for some action, right? I'm looking to get a fight in. That's why it's important to go ahead and register ASAP. And again, a lot of people have done that, and you will see that starting like Monday or Tuesday of next week. You will see the fighters that are registered on our website at akpromotions.org. Another good reason to register is because you register early is because you get the buy. let's say, for example, just want to talk to you guys a little bit, take my time here about the process of the tournament for those who've never entered or fought in one of our East Coast Classics or, or even the Georgia Classic. Okay, so let's just say if you have a maximum of 4 fighters that can enter a division, only 4, right? Some tournaments they have 6, 8, 10, 16, whatever. No, I don't do that, right? So you will fight a maximum of only twice in that weekend, right? Pretty much on the same day. So let's just say, for example, if only 3 people register in that division. If you were the first one to register, what that means is fighter 2 and 3, they're going to fight each other first. The winner of that will come back and fight you. Right? So the advantage of registering first and getting the bye is really good because that might be the difference between you winning, the championship, whether it's the cup or the belts, all right, that we offer, that could make the total difference. So getting in early and open up your divisions first, and man, if it was me, I'd be trying to I know some people, well, I just want to fight more than once. Okay, that's fine if you want to do that, but you might meet, the devil in disguise there who's waiting on you and you might lose, right? So take advantage of going ahead and getting registered. Also, you save money. You save money by registering early, right? Right now I think it's like $65, $70, whatever it is, but it's going to tick up as it goes on, and we're going to have a shorter window. Why? Because the holidays come in after December, 15th and 20th. The holidays kind of hit, so things kind of slow down for like a week or so. So it's important for you to go ahead and get registered early, right before Christmas, because really you're going to see who else is registered by then. But it might slow down just a little bit. So we want a lot of that work done over the holidays, because the first of the year, the registration is going to be literally really kind of winding up, right? January, I'd say by the 8th or 10th, it should be winding up, because following week we have the tournament, right? So don't delay on that. Go ahead and get registered and everything. Again, only 4 fighters in the division. I think that people are going to enjoy the type of awards that we're going to have. Later on, I will show you, see kind of what we do, the nice championship belts. You see the nice cups and things that we do as well. Everybody gets medals and all of that. So the Columbus Convention Center is a nice place. Columbus, Georgia is a nice place as well. Now, the reason why I left Thai Top Team up there with Lori and Master Chai is because they're my partners in this, right? Lori and Master Chai have been around for a long time. They are a staple in Columbus, Georgia. They've been PKB promoters with us for several years now. We did the Classic last year. Lori and Master Chai did a great job in having, the staffing there and following up and doing the things that we need to do. She's already working on stuff right now. And also Lori and Master Chai, hey, always great working with you guys. You're good people, guys, and people that they're going to give 110%. So we are really, really happy that they, Thai Top Team of Columbus, Georgia, again, are back a part of us, what we're doing. The other thing, too, that we want to remind you is about, we're going to have a new website that's just in the process now. So some of you might see it when you click on there. It looks like the same website, but at least the registration process is a little bit different. The information is laid out literally in black and white. My web designers have done a great job on laying out the information that you need to register for the event. All you have to do is follow it. One of the important things is obviously the forms, the actual dropping your photo, right? Having your photo ready. It tells you about the exact size, things like a 2x2 or whatever that you need. It tells you everything you need to do. If you follow those directions that's on the website, it is going to be pretty easy for you to go ahead and get registered for this event. At the very end of it, right, make sure you put accurate information as well. Make sure that you put the right weight that you can make, right? A lot of times people say, oh, well, I thought I was good. No. You need to know better about what weight you can make, and don't go crazy, right? Be safe with it. What I mean by that is sometimes, like you walk around, let's say 175, right, but you decide you're going to fight at 147. That's a lot of weight. And it's not even safe to do that, right? So put a weight that you can safely make, right, on the registration form, because you will be expected to make that weight or you're going to be pulled out of the tournament, right? So make sure that you talk to your trainer about it and you understand that process of when you fill out that form, you put a weight that you can make. Also on the website now, what we have is that we have a drop down of all the weight classes, right? So remember, right now, you can register in any of the weight classes that are on there. It doesn't matter, right? Open it up. But after, like Thanksgiving, you're only going to be able to register in a division that is open that has a fighter in it. Okay, so that is why right now is the best time for you to go ahead and get registered. Make sure that you also put the right skill level. Now, what we did was, and I think it worked out great. What we did last time, we did the A. Now listen, we're not the inventors of the classes, okay? A, B, and C class. So other people were doing that. I think TBA has been doing it for a while. Other organizations might be doing it as well. But we finally kind of felt comfortable with doing the classes. And you know what? Kind of worked out. I think the fights were very competitive. I don't think people were getting completely blown out of the water. We have like this open C class. It's like from 4 to 10 fights. Then we have the B class from like 11 to 20 fights. And then over that is the A class, right? 21 or more fights, right? I mean, really, truly, when you look at the classes and the way it breaks down, it was working out perfect where people were coming in pretty much with the same skill level, right? And that is what we want. We don't want people to come in and get blown out of the water. So the A class, B class, whoever thought of it, worked. I don't know if mine is the same way, but I had to go through mine based on my mindset and what I was seeing. And you know what? It works. It really works. So I think that makes it a little bit fair for people and stuff like that. So definitely make sure you put your right skill and class on there, the right rule style that you want to do. If you don't understand the rule styles, contact us. The rule style is important. What we mean by that, you have, as I said, 4. We have international rules. Those are low kicks. That's where you can do everything, boxing, kicking, all that. But you can kick to the inside of the thigh, right? Inside, outside of the thigh, right? And all the other kicks. Then you have like unified rules. Unified rules, you can do all of that with 3 to 5 seconds in a limited clinch, right? No sweeps or anything like that. You can catch, but no sweeps. Then you have modified Muay Thai, where you can actually do all of what I just said, but you can clinch for as long as you're working that clinch, right? Which is really vital to understand. So as long as you're working, you can also do sweeps in modified Muay Thai. There are no elbows in modified Muay Thai. No, there are no elbows. I know what the rule says. You actually can do elbows to the body. We don't allow any elbows because you don't have on pads and modified Muay Thai. And then we have full rule Muay Thai where you have elbows, everything I just said, plus the elbows, right? And there's elbows to the head, yes, and everywhere. They're padded elbows, right? And all of that. So kind of understand the rule styles a little bit before you register, and also that you can choose the right thing and the right style that's going to match whatever you're training for. Just don't assume that we're going to drop you in a division. Now, listen, if you don't have anyone in your division, you will have an opportunity to change later on. Like we'll give you timelines. Okay, all right, no one is registered in your division by now. You can now move to another division, right? That means somebody might move to yours first, who knows? But you will then have that opportunity and you'll be notified that you can now move to that division. Another part of that, so once you get through the entire filling out the form process, right, you will pay at the very end. Make sure that you receive 2 receipts. You should receive one for your fighter registration and one for your payment, okay? So if you don't have both receipts like that, then you're not registered. If you don't see your name, you need to contact us ASAP. I would say within 48 hours after like Tuesday of next week, if you don't see your name and you think you're registered, you need to contact us within 48 hours, not the week of the tournament. Hey, I don't see my name. Well, when do you register? Well, about a month ago. Oh, come on. Then you're not paying attention, right? So you need to make sure that if you register and you pay money, that at least in 48 hours, you or your trainer follows up to see if your name is showing up. If it's not showing up, something went wrong, right? Whether we didn't get it, maybe we could have overlooked it. We could have overlooked it, right? But we don't want any of that. So we want to make sure if you follow those guidelines, right? Follow the process, follow up on what you've done. I think you'll be, pleased kind of with how easy it is. The other thing is about exams. You want to make sure that you can have a choice. Everybody's required to have an exam within a year. If you had one at, let's say, the East Coast Classic, that's going to count for Georgia. You're good, right? Everybody gets a once-over exam anyway by our doctors, right? Make sure you're okay for that event. But for the full exam, if you don't have one, haven't had one within a year, you will have to get one. You can get one from your doctors, right? Or bring your paperwork to the event, or you can get one from our doctor. There's a fee for that, but you can get one. It's like $60 or whatever, but you can get one at the event and it will last you for a year, right? And also, it's about safety, right? So we want to make sure if you follow that process, you'll be good. Another question I get often about people who've never done it would be the headgear, right? You provide your own headgear, right? So let's make sure that you have the proper headgear on the website. There's some links there that shows you about the proper gear. You don't need cheek pads. You don't want bars and stuff like that on the chin and things like that. So there's a link there that shows you the proper gear that you need. Mouthpieces. We prefer the double mouthpieces that you want to have. We do provide the boxing gloves for you, so not a problem there. And you provide obviously your own supporter and cup. Not just a cup stuck in your underwear, guys. It has to be a supporter and a cup holder in it, right? So it won't be popping out all over the place when you're out there fighting. That's not a good look anyway, and it just causes a lot of problems within the fight. You want to make sure you have shin guards. Cloth ones are what we prefer, the ones that cover the shin and the instep of the foot. You can have the other ones, the leather ones, but ideally sometimes those have like the buckles on them, and you have to tape them down. We'd rather not even have those metal buckles in fights. So we'd rather have the the cloth shin and instep. Now, here's the great thing about it. Jerome Robinson of Robinson MMA and equipment and supplies, they will be at the event. Oh my goodness. He has a ton of merchandise that's available for you to purchase. There, anything from headgear, mouthpiece, shin guards, whatever. That's me and Anthony right there. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But I want to show you some of the gear that Mr. Robinson has there at his gym. That's just a small selection. I mean, this guy loads up tables and tables of everything you need. A headgear, mouthpiece, from the pants to trousers. I don't know if he has the undergarments. Maybe he might want to get maybe some compression shorts. I don't know if he has those. But look, when I mention it, he's gonna get it. You can never believe he has like all the supplies for your like water buckets and for the corner men and everything, whatever you need for the most part. Mr. Robinson and the supplies at the Georgia Classic, they will have it there, and they will have it there for you. So if you don't have it now, you can get it there. So just certainly keep that in mind. The other great thing too, I just want to remind everyone that we also will be doing, a lot of people ask, and this is kind of by popular demand, to be honest with you, that a lot of people ask about the PKB, and are we going to be doing it? And the answer is absolutely yes. We will be doing it again. You know why? Because we have such a great time doing it and so much fun, and people really, really enjoy it. I mean, really, last year, I remember at the Georgia Classic, we ended up with about, 50, 60 maybe competitors there. We did it in the morning, on that Saturday morning, and it was like fantastic, man. And we saw some super talent in the PKB that morning. I remember some people that kind of stood out to me, and I know we'll probably see them in the full contact the next time around, or this time coming up. But the PKB is definitely going to be there. Registration is on the website at akpromotions.org. You can go ahead and get registered early for that. Obviously, you can register that morning of the event too. It's going to cost you more, so go ahead and get in early. We're definitely coming. It's going to be a lot of fun. Men, women, and juniors compete in semi-contact action. There are no knockouts allowed, right? And everybody kind of knows. I've been saying it for 50 years, right? What we do, how we do it. You have a lot of fun. You might get a little fat lip, bloody nose, but the intent is not to hurt someone, and it's not to, beat them up. So go ahead and get registered for the IKF PKB. That will be a part of the second annual Georgia Classic. The other great thing too about the website, we have separate registration forms for that now. So, before, you kind of had to pick and choose, but now we're kind of separating them a little bit, where you have a separate registration for the PKB, and you have a separate registration for the Georgia Classic. So you can go to akpromotions.org. You'll be able to see that and everything. Listen, and the awards and things that we give out for that event, let me just kind of see, can I find to show you some of the awards, just in case for some people who might not know. Those awards are nice, right? We go on out to try to give you some decent awards for the PKB. We'll have more championship belts at that event than we normally have at normal tournaments. I will tell you that right now. The trophies are also nice. Everybody will not be fighting for belts. Most of the open divisions, those people with advanced skills, will probably be fighting for the PKB belts. Sometimes we know we have other divisions that might have 4 fighters in them, we'll let them fight for a belt. It all depends, right? Then we have the trophies and the medals. Everybody's leaving with something, right? So the PKB at the Georgia Classic on July 15th is going to be a great event. Get registered. Now, listen, we are a limited event, meaning by limited competitor event. So don't wait till the last minute and think you can just show up at the door and register. You might be able to do that for the PKB. You definitely can't do it for the full contact. But for the PKB, you might be able to wait. But here's the thing. We have a time slot that we have to finish certain things. So we might cut off registration for, just like we cut it off in the past for the full contact, we will also cut it off, right, for the PKB if we start getting too many comparators where it's going to affect the process of the full contact part. So please, please, please keep that in mind. As Mr. Phillips said, Phillips Martial Arts is saying that they fill up fast. They really do. I mean, the divisions really do fill up fast, and he's absolutely right. I mean, for the spring tournament, we actually had to cut the registration. This is no joke. We had to cut the registration off in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks for the spring class. Now, listen, that was because we were pretty much the only game in town too, right? Right? Now you have other events going on. People are back. They've forgotten about us now. That's okay, right? So it doesn't fill up quite as fast, right? But you know what? They do fill up, and once they're full, they're full. Once that division of 4 people is full, it is certainly full, and we move on, right? So definitely, look, guys, get registered. The information is on the website, everything you need, akpromotions.org. Again, no knockouts allowed. It's semi-contact. That event is not done in the ring. Hey, bring your entire team. That's the reason. Hey, here's the way it works, okay? So if you have like 2 fighters in the full contact, you might have 10 fighters, right, for the PKB that are not ready for the ring. But this is where you bring them, you make a field trip out of it, right? And you bring them, right, to the tournament, right, to see what it's all about and the motivation and inspiration for the next level. That's why you want to bring your entire team to this event, man. And then they're there, and if they want to go and see the full contact fights, oh my goodness, right? I mean, they're going to see a mouthful of full contact fights and stuff like that. No doubt about it. Let me say hello to a couple of people real quick. Tola Rose, how are you? It's good to see you there. He said, what's up, Pop? I guess. Cool. Right. And then we have Mr. JT Smith. JT Smith, like Norman Muay Thai over there doing his thing. Just expanded, JT. Right. Good for you, man. That's going to be really nice for you. JT is one of my biggest supporters in the area. He also has PKB tournaments, has a lot of good stuff going over there in Mooresville, North Carolina. Guys, thanks for being on the show today. As I said, the PKB at the Georgia Classic. Be a part of it. Come on down, as they say on The Price is Right. If you don't have people for the full contact, that is absolutely fine. Well, then come on down for the point kickboxing or the point Muay Thai. I mean, there's a reason to come, that we have something for everybody. All right. So listen, closing out on the Georgia Classic. It is a great event. I'm not saying it's great because I do it. I'm saying that we work really hard to take care of you. We have all the medical insurance that you need, right? You can register for additional insurance if you want to on the site, right? But we have the basics covered, right? Ambulance there, doctors there, right? We have qualified officials that are there, right? And we try to make sure that we take care of you and give you a fair shake. I am not into cheating anybody. You know, there's nothing like feeling like you've been cheated. People don't understand this about me. I mean, I know I'm all over the place and I'm doing things, but let me just tell you, I feel like I'm a fair guy. Listen, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I try my darndest to be a good guy. I try to do the right thing, you know, but, you know, listen, I fall short, I guess, sometimes too, right? I'm not perfect, but I really try, right? And I just want to say that when you're at my tournament, I don't care who you are. I don't care. I want you to have a fair shake. I want those judges, and those judges will tell you, and the officials, I want them to give you their full attention at this event. I want you, the judges, to make sure that they're giving you the fairest shake possible, right? And calling it without any bias. I ask them, they'll tell you, I go into them about this because I don't care who wins. I really don't. Whether it's a championship fight or whatever the case might be, I don't care. I care, but I don't care. You know what I mean? You know, the bottom line is I just want people to feel like they got a fair shake. Now, if you have a split decision fight and you come complaining you got cheated, well, no, not necessarily. A split decision is a split decision. It's because, you know, obviously either you didn't do enough or the other person didn't do enough, but it was a close fight. Accept the split decision as a lesson and a challenge to do more. Not that you got cheated, because if it was split, that means judges are seeing different things, right? And there's nothing worse than a whiner after an event where they had a close fight. Now, if it was totally one-sided, right? And you get a bad call, yeah, I'm bothered by that, right? And I get with my officials on, okay, what were we looking at here, right? But if it is a split decision, it's a split decision. I've lost a split decision before. It doesn't feel good, never. Somebody said once that nobody's going to ever agree with a split decision. That's because it's a split, right? You know, and I guess everybody won't agree with a split decision because it's split, right? So, you know, just keep that in mind. Attitude and good sportsmanship, all of those things are what we're trying to build when we do these tournaments. We start at our PKB levels at our tournaments. As a matter of fact, we'll be in Charleston, South Carolina tomorrow for a nice tournament over there. You know, Jeff Grady and his team will be waiting. So come on down if you got some fighters or just want to come see some good action. Charleston Muay Thai on tomorrow. But my point is about attitude. We try to cultivate a positive sportsmanship-like attitude at our PKB tournaments. Ask anyone. I have these long rules meetings, and I'm talking about that because by the time you get to a Georgia Classic or East Coast Classic or the World Classic, you know, you kind of know a little bit better how to conduct yourself, right? If you go there and just lose your brain, lose your cool, curse out all the officials, curse out everybody there, you won't be back, right? And or, you know, oh, just because you lost a split decision, that means that the whole event was a piece of crap. And you go on your social media and yeah, right? No, don't want that, right? So that's why I really try to be fair to people. I don't want that, number one. If you do that, that's another story. We'll address that later. Kind of tells me a lot about who you are. But, you know, I have people, and I'm going to move on, who have come to our events. They've shown themselves out, I mean, in a bad way. And then I have a long talk with them. They'll let them come back. And they did it again, right? And I said, I tell you what, no more, right? You need to take a really long break, go to other people's events and stuff like that. That's not being arrogant. Let me be clear. But there is a certain attitude that I'm looking for. Respect, courtesy, and all of those things are what I'm looking for at our events. Listen, you can be enthusiastic and exciting and saying, you're cheering your guy on, but you don't have to curse him out and slap him. And then if you lose or fall short, you curse out everybody and just show your pure ass. You know, I don't want that, right? Because again, it is a stepping tool for eventually some of you will become pros. And now as a pro promoter, right, you know, I'm looking for people that we can promote in the right way with the right attitude, win, lose, or draw. Again, I'm not talking about antics like Jeremiah Scott. Jeremiah Scott is a nice guy. Now, he has a lot of antics. He talks a lot of stuff, right? But he's a nice person. And really, he makes people want to see him fight. I'm just kind of using him as an example of some people might say, well, what about Jeremiah? He was all kind of brass. No, Jeremiah brought the show, right? That's what he does. That's one thing. But when you start talking about people, mama, and all of that, that's too much for what we're doing. I don't want that a part of my organization. So please keep that in mind when you attend AK Promotions events, IKF, East Coast Classics, Georgia Classics, and we have some other things that we're working on. Bring your best attitude. And also, don't bring hot papa to the event. What I mean by that, you already know your cousin crazy. You already know that, right? And you say, wait, man, I'm going to be fighting this weekend. Come and see me. You already know he's going to pop off if something goes down. Don't invite those people. Don't invite those people because that just causes problems that we just don't need for our sport, guys. This is about growing the sport. It's about taking it to another level. Okay, as I close out on the Georgia Classic, I want to talk to you a little bit about what I was working on. So I mentioned about pros earlier. I was considering having a pro fight like I did in Myrtle Beach. But the process in Georgia is a little bit different, right? And I'm not licensed there yet, right? I was going to apply for my license and everything. I don't think that's going to be a problem. But what I'm asking for is, and I know how it is because I had to do a waiver request for them to consider something. So I just kind of explain to you what's going on is, and that's always a fight. But anyway, another story. But what it is that I applied for only one fight. They have, and if you understand the rules with commissions, they have a minimal amount of rounds that they want you to have in order to send out their team. Now, you can ask for a waiver like I did in South Carolina to say, okay, I'm having one fight, 9 rounds, and I know that doesn't meet your 24 or 26 round minimum, but I have like 100 and some other fights that's going to be going on that weekend. Will you consider that? So I'm asking now for them to consider that, like South Carolina did. Thank you, South Carolina. Appreciate that. But Georgia now has to go to the board. They don't meet again until like, I think December 3rd or something like that. That gets a little close for, I would have to have my pro fight ready to go within probably 2 weeks, and they won't even have a decision. So I'm not going to be able to do a pro fight. I can just tell you right there in January for the Georgia Classic. However, I do have the challenge out for the United States title for Tyrese Cunningham at 122 pounds in modified Muay Thai to defend his title. So if you got some qualified fighters with some good skills out there who would like to go against Tyrese, now let me tell you something about Tyrese Cunningham. He is no joke. The boy is good. Only 122 pounds. He's only 18, right? But he is a dynamic fighter, right? Dynamic fighter. All those guys, they come to play, and they come to play for real. They're from New York. But if you have a qualified contender with a proven record who wants to fight for the certified, that means there's only one, the certified IKF United States Championship at 122 pounds, Tyrese Cunningham is waiting for you for the Georgia Classic. It's going to be one of our main event fights. It's a 5-round fight. That is a 5-round fight because it's still an amateur fight. For my pros, though, if you're going to fight on a pro, for me, you're going to be fighting more rounds. I'm just at 2-minute rounds, but more rounds. So just know that on an AK Promotions card, if you want to get on there, I'm trying to pay you a little bit more money, but you're going to be fighting more rounds. Anyway, that's another story. I would also possibly consider another United States title fight on the Georgia Classic with the right contender from Georgia. So I would want you to be from the Georgia area. And if you have a proven record, right, and you're an amateur and a proven record that, you got to be a good record, right, winning record, that I would consider maybe setting you up as an anchor for a 4-person bracket for a United States title shot. Okay, so FYI, if you have trainers out there that you've heard this, feel free to get in contact with me, and we can certainly chat about it and just kind of see what everything is all about in that way. All right, so the other thing, guys, I want to just kind of move on just a little bit. Not going to be that long today. I want to talk a little bit about the PBSC tournament. The PBSC tournament is point boxing sparring. Now, I love it. I just want to tell you, I created this organization about, how long has it been now? I created it about maybe 12, 13 years now. And I created it around the concept of the PKB, which I've been doing for like 25 so years. The point boxing sparring circuit is all semi-contact boxing, no knockouts allowed. It is phenomenal for these boxers, right? And nobody figured it out. I'm talking about 13 years ago I created this. And nobody figured it out. So I've been doing them kind of sporadically but going in 2022, I want to try to do more of these tournaments. So I'm looking for more promoters to come on board. And all you need to do is be a gym owner. That's all you need to be, a gym owner, and I'll do the rest, right? And it's insured and everything like that. I'll show you what the process is. It's a great way for your fighters to get some good experience. They don't count on your record. There are no knockouts allowed. You're wearing, big gloves and all of that. Now, I know that since I've been talking about this, some of you have gotten creative. Oh, I think I can do it myself. Okay, listen, it's the way it is. Part of growing something, just like the PKB, I have people out there who copycat the PKB concept, and they're doing them, right? That's just what it is. It's what it is. I mean, you got Frito-Lay and you have Doritos. I mean, it's just the way it is. It's what you like, and people are going to do it. But what I'm telling you is the PBSC, is a concept that I created that was not there, just like the PKB, but it wasn't there. And to my surprise, USA Boxing, who kind of started challenging some of their fighters, they say, do not do the PBSC, right? As though they can do something to them, penalize them somehow, which they can't, because it's not even in a ring and it doesn't even count on your record, right? But they were trying to challenge them to say, we're going to penalize you if you do the the PBSC. They can't touch you, first of all. Secondly, well, they got really smart. You know what they did? They created their own. Yes, USA Boxing now has what they call a development boxing program. Now listen, guys, one day I'm going to die. That's for sure. As I'm sitting here, I will. I just want you guys to understand something about this mind. I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm trying to tell you that I've created programs that are ahead of its time, okay, like the PKB. I did the same thing with the PBSC before anybody was even thinking about semi-contact boxing. I put this together. Now, USA Boxing, the largest organization, I think, for boxing in the country, has decided now to do a development program. Am I mad? No, absolutely not. You know why? Because it's great. Because it's going to make the boxers better fighters, and it's going to make them more prepared for the ring. That's the whole idea. Yes. However, I want to go ahead now and really start building more on my program. And we're starting to, like Chad Mueller, I think, has added it to the December 19th event that we're doing together in Missouri. And he's going to be doing PBSC there. He put out a little inquiry, and people are like, oh, yeah, great. Yeah, we want to do it, right? And we're doing the PBSC in Durham, North Carolina, coming up here at TK Kings. There's some other events. But what I really want to do, I really want some individual promoters who only want to do the PBSC, right? I want some boxing people to do the PBSC. You can do Muay Thai and all that and mix it in. That's fine. We can talk about all that. But I'm looking for some boxing trainers who understand and can believe in a semi-contact concept and how important it is for young boxers to do this first before they get into that ring. How it's going to build their self-esteem, how it's going to build their offense, how it's going to build their defense. All of those things is going to make them better. It's going to make them have better footwork and all of that before they have a fight counting against them. By the time they do several, 10, maybe even 10 PKB PBSCs, then they can get in the ring and they're going to be hugely talented. They're going to be, outclassing a lot of people. How do I know this? Johnny, how do you know this? I know it because I already have a track record with the PKB. That's what's happening with the PKB. People who do the PKB are better prepared for the ring by the time they get in there. Years ago, Katrina Nahi, 5 years old, started doing PKBs in California. She was like really aggressive and everything, but she did, oh my God, she must have done 20 PKBs before she actually got in the ring, went down to the World Classic, first tournament, won the World Classic, fought several times, girls from Canada and everywhere. But it's just skill. It's just experience. Now, along with that, the same complications are going to come that we have with the PKB. People are going to try to sandbag. If you know your fighter is better than a novice fighter because they've been doing PBSCs, then you got to put them in a different class. Trainers, don't cheat, right? Put them in even if they have no official fights. If you know they're better than somebody in a novice class in boxing, put them in a higher class. So there's got to be some integrity in this, right? Just like it has to be integrity in the PKB. Don't sandbag. If you know your fighter has done enough PKBs to go into open class, even if it's C class, put them in an open class. It's about integrity. People are, oh, that's not fair because and you got organizations out there who are trying to count PKBs, and they're going to try to count the PBSCs one day. But instead of trying to count it, what they should be doing is doing serious inquiries with the trainers so that the trainers can, well, first of all, trainers have to have integrity. And they said, oh, okay, my guy's done 7 PBSCs, right? Well, 7 PBSCs got to equal some level of at least 1 or 2 full contact fights or whatever. And if you know your fighter is ready to go into an open class, put them there. That's what this is integrity. But I will tell you this, just like I said about the PKB, fighters are going to get better faster. Boxers are going to get better faster, and they're going to have less damage. They're going to have less damage because they're getting experience, but it's semi-contact and no knockouts, number one, right? And they have on 16-ounce gloves, right? And like the kind of experience and stuff that they're getting, in this with the people cheering and yelling at them and all that, they're going to have those jitterbugs be gone by the time they get to the ring. That's what I'm saying. PBSC, guys. So we're looking for promoters. I want you to come on board. If you have boxing in your gyms or you have someone who can focus on the boxing program and want to have it in your gyms, guys, we'll open that. Listen, our calendar is already filling up, right? For the PKB, of course, PMTs. They're now taking promoters on, new promoters on in California area. We're taking them on in different areas across the country, right? But now is the time. If you're interested in getting on our calendar 2022, I'm telling you right now, if you go look at AK Promotions right now, you look at my calendar. That is not even half of what's going to be falling on there right now. And it's already filling up. A lot of those events I'm at, some of those events I'm not, right? But my calendar, I only have Saturday and Sundays for the most part, right? And sometimes I'm getting doing events back to back. So, Mr. Phillips, what are you saying? Say, I have a boxing team and a Thai team built. I'm relocating to Florida. Just put my house on the market in Idaho. Okay, cool. She'll be there in December. I sell fast if it sells fast. Well, hopefully it's going to sell fast, right? And give me a call. Let's talk about it, Mr. Phillips, and let's go and just see what we can get going over there and everything. We are now doing for PKB over in Orlando, for example, and again, it's a wide open opportunity. We have some other promoters that are coming on over there with Mr. Rich Kendall and everything. Love to have you on board, sir, and everything. But look, there's a lot to the PBSC. A lot that we can do. You see the nice trophies that we have, the nice medals that we have, the nice championship belts. Think about it. Same thing. If you win these awards early on, it's going to give you more confidence. I'm telling you, by the time you get in the ring for boxing, you are going to be better. And it's ironic that I talked to some high-level people about, getting on board with the PBSC, high-level boxing people, and they're reluctant. I talked to some world champions about it. They're reluctant. Love the idea, but they're reluctant. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Because, again, it is business. You can make money on it. But more than that, you can build the sport. Boxing needs this. And that's why USA Boxing decided to do a development league after all of these years. I wonder why. Right? So, all I'm trying to do is help out us fighters, right? I was a fighter. I wasn't boxing, but I boxed a lot, right? But I'm telling you, this is going to change the game for the better for the sport of boxing, the PBSC. Hey, promoters, if you're interested, contact me, akpromotions.org. All of my contact information is right there. All right, guys, time to move along here. I got a couple more things I want to chat about. This is kind of one of these days where I was working on an interview, but that one didn't quite work out and everything for this week. So I will try to see can we get this person on a little bit later. All right, our streaming. Thanks again, Mr. Derek Green. So he's doing a great job on the streaming. We've been streaming a few PKBs, and if you go and look, I think we did one free one on my website that you can actually check it out and see yourself. It's not bad. I'm talking about for the PKBs. It's a lot of fun. We're doing live interviews and everything like that, man. It's pretty fun. People enjoy it. So, it's like $12.99 where you can go see some, nice sparring action. And we're expanding our network, though. For the East Coast Classic, it was fantastic. We had a few technical issues, but for the most part, we had like 100 some fights, right? And I think we ended up showing like 100 fights. So that's like some technical stuff in there that we had to fix along the way. But I think most people really enjoyed it. I hope that you will check out our streaming when we are telling you that we're going to be at an event and we're streaming an event. Let us know. Some of you other promoters out there who are doing other kind of events, whether it's MMA or boxing events, if you would like us, we can partner with you and bring our streaming company to you if it's on the right date and we don't have too much going on and stuff like that. We can offer it to your fight fans and stuff like that, and you can also win some few dollars on that as well. I say win, you can earn a few dollars on that, obviously on that promotion as well. So if promotions out there, people who are doing things and you don't have your own streaming network, That's what the AK Promotion Streaming Network is all about. We can bring a little broadcast team, set it up for you, have a good time and all, and put it out to all of your fans and fight fans, our market, your market as well, across the country. It is a lot of fun what we're doing there with AK Promotion. Really excited about what we're doing there. Bigger things to come. Mr. Derek Reams is continuing to expand. Every time he comes, he has a different camera. He has something else different and everything every time he comes. So we're partnered in this thing, and we're having a fun time with that event. So I hope you guys will, when you see that we're streaming an event, it is great support as well. To buy in on that. Even if you can't watch the entire thing, we certainly appreciate the support and helping us out. Okay, so I want to move right along here. I've got a couple of upcoming events. We have a lot of upcoming events, and you can see them at akpromotions.org. I wanted to bring on Mr. Brian Skinner today. I haven't met him yet, but I will be meeting him in about a week or so. We have our first IKF PKB tournament that's coming up in Kingman, Arizona. As our first one, we're working there with the commission, trying to let them see what we're doing there. We are, right now they're kind of asking for a little bit of extra stuff that we don't really need, but we're just going to go ahead and we're going to do it. We want to show them what it's all about. Semi-contact, no knockouts, and that we have a great time, and we help these fighters, grow and get better. Once they understand, I think how we do it and how serious we are about it, I think people are going to really enjoy it. But it's going to be at the Riot MMA there in Kingman, Arizona, there with Mr. Brian Skinner there. Also, Mr. Richard Williams will also be a part of that event. Registration is going on now on the website at akpromotions.org. I would recommend that you go ahead and get registered and save yourself a couple dollars. We have some nice championship belts and some medals and cups and all of that are going to be at that event as well. I've already shipped everything over there. I think Mr. Skinner had some the belts and the medals showing, but he's also going to get the big box of trophies as well. So listen, if you have novice or intermediate fighters, right, or they can be advanced, it doesn't matter, as long as there's someone else there advanced to compete with them, have them come out, right, to this event. Get involved, join up, register early so we can see kind of who's going to be there, and be a part of the first IKF PKB point kickboxing event. We said that for a reason. The reason why Muay Thai, they in Arizona, for some reason, are not allowing Muay Thai for these events. I'm not talking about just semi-contact. As best I know, and I'm coming a little weirded by it, weirded out by it, because I know there's some Muay Thai going on over there, but for some reason the commission is not allowing Muay Thai, and there's another process we have to do. So what I did, I help open up, if you will, working with the commission, the PKB for the unified rules and international rules right now. So you still get some clinch work in, you still get some knee work in, okay? And also we'll be doing the unified rules there at that event. Unified and international rules. So listen, you can still get your punch and kick in your knee in, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's coming up on Sunday, November 14th in Kingman, Arizona at the Riot MMA Club. I hope you guys will come out and support that event. It's going to be a lot of fun. I guarantee you're going to have a great time, and I hope that you'll come out and support. If you have any questions, you can certainly contact Mr. Brian Skinner and on Facebook. And I think he might be at Riot MMA there also on Facebook as well. Hey guys, what's going on with the fight this weekend with Caleb Plant and oh man, he's gonna, who I'm talking about, Canelo, right? And Canelo, who's gonna win that fight, right? And you guys gonna be watching. I'm planning to get back. I'll be in Charleston tomorrow, but I'm gonna try to get back early. Or not, I might stay over and I just watch the fight. Maybe in the hotel there or something like that. But that is going to be a really good fight. I'm excited about it. And as I said earlier, I met Caleb Plant some time back. He's a nice guy. Mr. Rodney Finn knows Caleb Plant very well. And he is a really good guy. He actually used to do some kickboxing, right? Caleb did. He's a very good fighter. He's very talented. He's undefeated. And I think he's going to give Canelo a run, right? I don't know, Canelo's strong, man. He's confident and everything, but I believe that he's going to go give him a really tough run, and I'm wishing him all the luck in the world, all the skill in the world. Go there, do your thing. What my suggestion would be, go fight him. That's my suggestion. Just fight him. Turn it into a street fight. Look, what you got to lose? You're going to get your millions anyway, right? Listen, just go in there and fight. Just go in there and give it 110%, Caleb. Listen, I'm wishing you the best, man, and stuff like that. I think you can do it, though. I really do. But it's all about you in the end. A lot of times, you go, I know you can beat him, blah, blah, blah. You don't know. Anything can happen in a fight. But I do know that Caleb is highly skilled. He's got some good footwork. He got some little nice moves, some feints, and stuff like that. That I truly believe that he has a chance in there, right? With the Canelo, right? I don't know what you guys think. Love to see your comments on here. Love to hear what you're thinking about that fight tomorrow. But I just wanted to make sure that I talked a little bit about that. Boy, have I been talking today. I guess you guys say, good Lord, Johnny, he is just like full of it today, man. He's just talking about everything. Just want to say hello to Anthony right there. Anthony Bowie. He and I was having lunch one day after we did a PBSC tournament. We have on our PBSC official show. I was very proud of Anthony. I sent out a video that he does for our kickboxing event, showing some sweeps and stuff like that. People were very receptive to that. They were very appreciative of that. He's doing a great job. I appreciated him being humble enough to listen to this little hard-headed guy and helping him grow as an official, as a referee and stuff like that. He has been doing PKBs with me now for 3-4 years. He's done probably hundreds of bouts right now. He's now doing full contact fights and stuff like that. He just did the United States title fight between the women. I thought he did a great job. I'm just very proud of you, Anthony. Thanks so much for being a part and being loyal to the process. Bigger things to come for you, young man. Just keep the loyalty intact and everything, and we're going to do some great things. I want a big shout out to Tony Goods, who's going to be helping us out tomorrow in Charleston, South Carolina at Mr. Jeff Grady's event. I think the Fit Expo is also coming up in, I think it's San Diego coming up. I think November 20th and 21st there in San Diego. That's coming up. I think I got the right place. It's San Diego. I'm not looking at my calendar right now. But we have 7 events coming up. Check them out, akpromotions.org or pmtca.org. And also Chad is building up his website as well as the IKF Midwest.com. A lot of information out there for events. You can check them out. But all of them are on mine, akpromotions.org. Guys, I really want to thank everybody for kind of listening today. Those who took the time to listen to me just kind of rant a little bit about all the things that are going on. There's always more going on, but I try to keep my show down to at least 1 hour. I want to thank you again for watching another edition of Johnny Davis Live. Listen, always respect each other. I mean, it's tough, getting harder. I'm almost starting to lose understanding about what respect is. I'm seeing some crazy things happening, seeing some crazy, just crazy. That's a whole nother story, but I just have another idea about respect, and I'm trying my darndest to stick to my true self about understanding respect and trying to respect people. But I guess when people cross the line, it does make it a little hard, doesn't it? It really does. Right? But try to always respect each other. Forward march. This is Johnny Davis Live, and I'm checking out. I'll talk to you soon.